was born into a non-Christian family, and well, they didn't tell me to like you have to get married or anything like that. But there is always that societal expectation for people to get married in general globally, and how my faith um helped or helped with that is like I said in the first question, that I gave up being married or gave up and being content in singleness, and God uh convicted me to stay single for a while, was me having that faith, that me trusting God was, I think, one of the ways that really lift up the pressure of being married, if that makes sense. So
I think for me, it was a little bit different experience, just because I'm like the youngest girl, and also I'm Asian, and so culture, religion definitely played a huge role into the expectations of marriage for me. Also, my parents, they got married when they were 16. My brother got married when he was 22, so they were all very young to get married. And so at 25, I still haven't been married, and my parents, are pressuring me, and also the church is like, asking me if I'm lonely and things like that. It was a lot for me, growing up. And I mean, even before 25, I think when 15, like that was kind of like the goal. You go to college and you find someone and you marry them in college, and you graduate with a degree and a husband. And so I wasn't one of those like typical normal girls. And so I think around 25, 26 is when I had to have a conversation with my family that, I'm not lonely. I enjoy being alone, and I might not get married. And so those conversations I had to have, though. And to this day, my parents are still like, the greatest gift you can give us is a marriage. And I'm like, no, the greatest gift I can give you is the daughter you see right here. And so I think obviously society, culture, religion, all those things will always play a huge toll on people's perspective in you and what they want and expectations. But again, we all have our own different journeys. And I mean, at the end of times, I mean, we know what the end place we're going to end up in. And so I think no one should ever pressure you or put you in a place where you don't want to be. Because I think if I was to have gotten married at the same age around, my brother, not my parents' age, because I wouldn't have been done with high school. Um, but 22, 23, I'm pretty sure I would have been divorced by 30, because that girl at that age is totally different from who I am now, for sure. So, yeah.
Well, I know for me, when I was 13, I had my life all planned out, and I was planning on getting married by 27. That was going to be it. All right, 27, boom, I get married right then. Everything's going to fall into place. But see, what a lot of people don't realize is that in order to get married, you need another person. You can plan to get married, but if you haven't met that special someone, it's kind of awkward. I mean, it'd be awkward if a man went to a wedding and it was for his marriage, and he's just waiting there at the end of the line, and everyone in the church is waiting and wondering why the bride section is empty, and then you just wait for the bride. Here comes the bride music, and it never comes. That was very awkward. But here's the thing: God has not given up on you, even though your life is the way it is. It will manifest as it's supposed to manifest. Some people, it doesn't manifest in the marriage as far as the way life unfolds. Sometimes it's just you get a promotion at a job, you work at a job that you always wanted to work at. Some people, they find fulfillment in just having a dog around, and just living off the land, or living on the sea, like the movie The Old Man and the Sea. It's different things that happen. You just trusting God with everything, so you trust Him with your heart. So you're going forward, and you're learning and new perspectives, and your plans don't always work out how you thought or how you were told they would work out. But that's just how life is. But yeah, I really like, I really like discovering what my purpose is in life beyond just quote unquote marriage. Even though I had a lot of pressure on me to get married, I had to let it roll off my back because I still have to live this life myself.
One of the biggest things to me, just kind of what stands out the most, is the fact that our culture dictates a lot. So it dictates the way that we date, the way that we think about dating, and the way that we approach marriage. So I think my biggest encouragement, and I guess my last thought on everything we've talked about tonight, is for people to just recognize how much is just inspired by culture. It's not right or wrong. It's just you need to learn what God has for your life. So for a lot of people that are pressured into, oh, I need to date because I'm supposed to date at this age, that's probably your culture speaking. You probably don't really need to date. You probably are having a good time on your own. That's fine. And for people that are culturally taught what marriage is, you see on TV like, oh, the men are going to go wilding out on the bachelor party the night before the wedding, and the women have to have a stripper. Like, you don't have to do what culture does. And our American society is so fast paced that it's like, go through all of this development as a child, development as a teenager, go to college, get a degree, get married, have kids, and then it's just rapid fire. And I think our society is just very different than a lot of other societies. So if it takes a little bit longer to want to date, to want to get married, or if you don't want to get married or date at all, like, that's fine. I think it just comes down to recognizing how much our culture influences our approach to this whole realm in general when it comes to romance and marriage. So
Yeah, I really like that, Monica, about the aspect of culture, the culture being the driving factor for our how we act with marriage and what we do in marriage, outside of marriage, whatever. The dating. I think there should be intention in romance. I think there should be intention in fun, and of course, intention in marriage. One of the youth pastors that I worked with this summer, a DJ, he said that one of his biggest, I guess, moral is to party with purpose. And I think I think there's an importance in romance with purpose and the fun with purpose, and obviously marriage with purpose. So I think that's the biggest takeaway from my biggest takeaway and encouragement for everyone this talk.
Yeah, definitely can reiterate what everyone's been saying so far for sure. I think for me, it's just there really is no roadmap, honestly, of how to really go about this. Not that you should just go trial and error and figure it out for yourself. Definitely advise or go whatever has been advised for you for sure. But sometimes you might get heartbroken. I don't think any relationship you go into, if it's a friendship, relationship with your family, or romantic relationship, regardless of what type of relationship it is, you aren't going to leave unscarred. Whenever you open yourself up for anyone to come into your life, I think that's an amazing experience that you can have and share and grow. But don't be afraid to honestly get hurt. It's going to happen regardless of what kind of relationship it is. But at the same time, like, don't worry about like a timeline or necessarily like how it should be done. I know we all have different perspectives of dating. Figure out what works best for you. I think that's the biggest thing. I know, like, for me, I do the little stages things because that's the best way for me to really get to know a person and to see where that person could fit in my life. But that may not fit best for you. I know, like, some people, like Renita was saying, like, they meet them and then they get engaged a month and they've been married for like years. That's actually my parents. and it worked for them. So whatever works best for you, is obviously you should do it, and with the guidance of, with prayer and with guidance of God, of course. Don't just go with it and just see how it goes and it's okay, we can just divorce later on. Like, obviously, with how Lee was saying, with intention as well.
Yeah, to sum it all up, I think that we have to like stop and think a little bit. As much as I want to go to a theme park, I don't want to go on a roller coaster that needs maintenance. That may be fun for a little while, but it won't be fun forever. You have to think about where your trajectory is in a relationship. See if it's a sinking ship. See if it's sturdy. Some people that get into a relationship, it looks nice, but on the side of the relationship ship it says Titanic. And so we have to, make sure that we're not on a Titanic. We got to evaluate, and we have to learn that no matter how much pressure is put on us, we still have the opportunity as breathing people to live our lives. And then as we live our lives, we also want to preserve our lives. We don't want to date someone with a lengthy record. We don't want that. We want to date someone who actually wants their purpose fulfilled with us in tow, and then vice versa. We don't want people who are going to make us to not fulfill our purpose. We want people that are going to help us fulfill our purpose, our mission in life, things that drives us as individuals. We want that to not be conflicted by a person who wants to basically pull us down and be like the old societal term of a ball and chain. We don't want that. We want someone who actually will push us forward and drive us to like the next level so we can just keep climbing together. And tonight we really got to focus on that side of things and focus on not just the mechanics of getting married. Oh, I want to get married so I can have kids, so I can leave a legacy. I mean, that's great, but that's not fulfillment. That's a project. Fulfillment is someone who is going to be with you through the sad times, through the times when you don't have money, and through the times when you have a whole lot of money. I was watching Tabitha Brown talk about her husband, how she told him he can retire because they were making enough money. Well, she was making enough money for the both of them and beyond. So now he doesn't have to work a 9 to 5 because they got money, a lot of money coming in. And she said he was there for her when they didn't have any money, when he was working 9 to 5 just to support themselves. But now she don't even need to work a 9 to 5. She has her name in print. She can essentially legally print money, and she's telling her husband, you no longer have to do this. And that's the kind of relationship I think we all want. We want people who will support us when we have not, and will help us build our own characters. That's what I think it's all boils down to. But that's enough out of me, and I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. We had a great time. Look for new episodes, and if you'd like to be on Singles Chat, just let me know. Just reach out to one of us, and we'll see if we can get you guys linked in. So without further ado, God bless and good night, everyone.